Please be seated. Your Excellency, Dame Marguerite Pindling, Right Honourable Prime Minister Perry Gladstone Christie and Mrs. Christie, the Honourable Philip Brave Davis, Deputy Prime Minister and Mrs. Davis, Your Lordships, Cabinet Ministers, Madam President of the Senate, Your Excellency, Ambassador Wang Xinggu, Mr. Zhang Li, Assistant President and General Counsel for China Exim Bank, Mr. Xie Shongzhong, Vice President, China State Construction and Engineering Corporation, and Mr. Graham Davis, President of Baha Mar. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of the national anthem led by Sherelle Rogers, Assistant Director of Onboarding, followed by the invocation and the blessing by the Reverend Dr. Rainful Patterson, President of the Bahamas Christian Council.
Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahama land. March on to glory, your bright banner waving high. See how the world marks the manner of your bearing. Pledge to excel through love and unity, pressing onward, march together to a common lofty goal. Steady sunward, though the weather hide the wide and treacherous shore. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Baha.
Father, let this place be a towering example of quality, service, and integrity throughout the Bahamas, the Caribbean, and the world. We ask for your favor to rest upon all who now or who will ever work here in this hotel and their families. May all who enter these premises sense your presence, your power, and love. Grant this hotel your wisdom, truth, favor, peace, success, and prosperity as they seek to honor what you have done here today. In the name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
You may be seated. What a wonderful day for an incredibly joyous occasion. Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the ribbon cutting ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a part of history in the making. We are on the cusp of a renaissance in the Bahamian hospitality industry. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you our president. As president of CTFBM Operations and Baha Mar, he has transitioned from Rosewood Hotels to lead the operations of Baha Mar. He has over 30 years of global and Caribbean operational experience, a fantastic family man and leader who, by his personal example, supports every team member at Baha Mar. It is through his resolve and astute leadership the dream of Baha Mar is now a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, associates, please show your support in a rousing round of applause as I give you Mr. Graham Davis, President of Baha Mar.
Happy Baha Mar Day. Her Excellency, Dame Margaret Pindling, Honorable Prime Minister Perry Christie, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the beginning of a new era of hospitality in the Bahamas. This magnificent structure you see before you is a testament of the vision conceived over 14 years ago by Sarkis Ismailian, the strength and the spirit of the Bahamian people, and the commitment of the Chang family. Baha Mar is the result of what happens when great minds, great hearts, and human determination come together. Mountains can be moved, structures rise from the ground. To the Bahamian people, whose work is etched in every inch of Baha Mar, who will be the ambassadors of this outstanding destination, thank you. To the government of the Bahamas that partnered with us, worked countless days to save this project from an uncertain fate, and created the best outcome for the Bahamas, thank you. To China Exim Bank, whose faith and unwavering commitment to the viability of this project persevered through all of its ups and downs, thank you. To China Construction America, whose engineers designed a marvel, whose employees sacrificed years of their lives far away from home, and were steadfast in building this beautiful tribute to the Bahamas, thank you. And on behalf of the Chang family, owners of CTFE, we extend a special thank you to Prime Minister Christie, who invested so much time, how you made yourself available day and night, and how insisted that the Bahamas emerge the winners throughout it all. Thank you. Baha Mar is reshaping and redefining the next generation of great destination resorts in the world. Its uniqueness is that we are one destination featuring 3 world-class hotel brands, unveiling today the newest Grand Hyatt and what I believe to be their flagship resort worldwide. Thank you. Great job, Peter. All of you, Miles, Scott. The soon-to-be-open SLS and Rosewood, both iconic brands in the lifestyle and ultra-luxury market. We are home to the largest casino in the Caribbean and one of the few casinos in the world with a view to the ocean. Royal Blue, a Jack Nicklaus designed signature course, a collection of premier restaurants, bars, beautiful luxury retail partners, and the first flagship spa in the Caribbean. Baha Mar emerges today as the only integrated resort destination in the world, delivering such diverse selection of exceptional experiences that, inspired by the warmth of its culture, people, and magnificent beauty of the Bahamas. The Baha Mar dream and the Bahamian dream are intertwined, and today we illustrate that dreams indeed become reality. This amazing destination is the culmination of millions of man-hours, 3 million square feet of construction, 6,000 tons of structural steel, 260,000 yards of concrete, 400,000 to them experience. It is a proud and exciting moment for all of us that we have reached this point in our journey with all of the exciting future ahead, and we look forward to making the memories to last a lifetime. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my distinct honor and privilege to introduce you and those who are watching from around the world to the Right Honorable Prime Minister Perry Christie. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, colleagues, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, visiting executives from the construction company, from Hyatt, all who are concerned in an executive capacity with respect to this matter, I bid you good morning. To put it mildly, it would be exceedingly difficult for me not to say how pleased I am and let me, for one unscripted moment, say that many years ago, Sarkis Ismailian and myself stood behind the utility company feeding the Nassau Beach Hotel and discussed a vision for Baha Mar. At the time, it was just a vision. All would be aware, and I would address briefly the tumultuous experience that followed. But again, it is for me to say how very pleased I am to take part in this long-awaited first phase opening of the 1,800-room hotel and the 200,000 square foot convention center at Baha Mar, being operated by Grand Hyatt, as well as the 95,000 square foot world-class casino, the largest in the region, operated by Sky Warrior, and the 18-hole Jack Nicklaus golf course, together with other magnificent facilities and amenities. The Hyatt Group is an entrenched global hospitality brand. It has achieved the level of recognition and distinction in the marketplace that few can match. As this will be the first Grand Hyatt brand to open in the Bahamas, I want to take this moment to thank the owners of Hyatt for their strategic partnership in this project and for their undoubted confidence that they have expressed in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Ladies and gentlemen, Baha Mar is designed to appeal to a broader demographic than existing Bahamian resorts, with a mixed product that can equally attract baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and all of the brands that will be operating at Baha Mar have the networks and distribution channels to deliver the business. And so I have no doubt that the future of our tourism industry is bolstered today by this pivotal event and that the industry will continue to gain enduring strength and stability. The Grand Hyatt, the new world-class Sky Warrior Casino, the spacious and elegant convention center, and the new Jack Nicklaus PGA-rated golf course being opened today are to be joined over the ensuing months by the completion and opening of other elegant brands and facilities, including the renowned brands of Rosewood and SLS, a luxurious spa, racket club, restaurants, entertainment, and attractive shops set in 60,000 square feet of rental space or retail space. Ladies and gentlemen, Baha Mar's opening is not a mirage. It is not some ostentatious effort of misleading and misrepresenting. It is real, and it is the most significant economic development event ever to occur in a single phase within the Bahamas and the entire Caribbean region. For many, many, many Bahamians, it is more than a dream come true. It is the unfolding of a bold vision which I led my government in undertaking with private sector partners a decade ago. It began with the acquisition of government-owned and privately held properties, the creation of a master development plan to transform the Cable Beach area into a world-class tourism destination, large-scale private sector investment supported by government concessions, overcoming a major recession, provisional liquidation and receivership, securing new investors and new operators, and additional financing, all secured by endless and tedious negotiations to achieve the notable outcome and milestone in Bahamian tourism which we celebrate today. Amidst the complex and arduous negotiations, my government and I remain focused on achieving three main objectives. Firstly, ensuring immediate remobilization and resumption of construction based on committed funding sufficient to complete construction and to open all parts of the project. Secondly, the opening of the casino to complete the project, but some $105.5 million has been injected into the Bahamian economy towards payment of employees, payment of unsecured creditors. This sum represents an unprecedented ex gratia payment made by China Export-Import Bank to unsecured creditors to accommodate the request of my government. Hundreds of former Bahamian employees of Baha Mar have received the outstanding amounts due to them: unpaid salaries, severance pay, accrued vacation pay, and notice payments due by termination. Sums deducted from employees and former employees, salaries and pension contributions during the period of construction. Several thousand construction jobs and entrepreneurial opportunities have been created. Today, not including the operating Melia Hotel, more than 1,500 Bahamians and 100 expatriate staff are now employed at Baha Mar. In the case of the Bahamians, many have been trained specifically for jobs at Baha Mar, while increasing numbers have come through the National Training Agency. And what gives me a great deal of satisfaction is that these numbers will increase incrementally from over 1,500 at present to at least 5,000 direct jobs when all the hotels are open in the coming months. The multiplier effect will see the creation of an even greater number of indirect jobs within the Bahamian economy in the provision of goods and services to the resort and its guests. Baha Mar's first phase opening also ushers in a new era in our tourism industry, as it will consolidate over 40% of Nassau and Paradise Island's total room inventory in the upscale and luxury product category, shifting this destination's international lodging profile toward a more high-end, upscale market with added international brands, which is critical not only to improving brand recognition and experience, but increasing airlift capacity and delivery of sustainable upmarket ADRs for the destination. Congratulations, Baha Mar. Congratulations. It is so important for us to understand the significant impact that this development represents. At full opening, Baha Mar is projected to generate an additional 315,000 air passenger seats annually, an increase of 19% over our 2015 record of arrivals, and signaling in the marketplace the revitalization of the Bahamas tourism brand. Baha Mar's full opening, therefore, is critical to the economic viability of our national economy. It is expected to generate over $700 million in direct annual economic output and $1.1 billion in direct and induced output, and to contribute over $45 million in taxes annually just from resort operations and national insurance contributions. So you can see it is more than a measurable impact. It is a significant impact, and doubtless all of those agencies that are rating agencies in the world, the International Monetary Fund that makes their annual assessments, will take note of this very significant development to date and its very positive impact on our economy. And that is why Baha Mar is such an important project for us. Its success in meeting its own financial targets and in reaching markets that are not in direct competition with other local mega resorts will have enormous consequences for us as a people, improving our livelihoods, maintaining our way of life, and delivering opportunities in this industry even for our children's children. This is why I have been so focused on ensuring that the resort is completed and opened at the earliest possible opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, there has always been the question as to whether two mega resorts can coexist on one small island. The beautiful aspect of Graham and the leadership here is that they didn't see themselves as opposite to, deep competitors of Atlantis. In fact, they have met, they have discussed, and they have worked out at least an understanding of how one should complement the other, and how the overall objective ought to be advancing the best interests of the resort industry in the Bahamas and the interests of the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and I thank you on their behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, no resort of this magnitude in the region will have had this kind of simultaneous launch of multiple large branded properties generating enormous social and economic impacts on a destination. In fact, the story of the evolution and impacts of Baha Mar will go down in the annals of Bahamian history as a watershed event that may well be studied by Bahamian and Caribbean scholars and economists for years to come. It is that kind of history and that kind of development. Baha Mar is being acquired through an agreement and between China Exim Bank, which financed well over $3 billion in the project, and Shoutai Fook Enterprises, CTFE, an 88-year-old family-owned international business enterprise with significant assets inclusive of the Rosewood Hotel Group, which it owns, and other landmark hotels which CTFE operates in the United States, in Europe, and other parts of the world. CTFE operates over 60 hotels worldwide with an extensive distribution network, as well as gaming investments and operations in Australia and other developments in the Philippines and Vietnam. I would like at this time to thank China Exim Bank, who is represented here in the unavoidable absence of the bank's president by Mrs. Yang Li, Assistant President and General Counsel, and the bank's executive stationed here, for their unwavering support of the government and people of the Bahamas, and I ask you to join me in thanking the bank. Ladies and gentlemen, I spent hours and hours and hours and days and months in negotiations directly by telephone, sending teams of bank, because I thank you very much, and I'm sure every Bahamian contractor and every Bahamian employee who are the beneficiary of the $103 million that you just gave to us at our request to assist the contractors and to assist those employees have been well received, and they thank you also for what you have done on their behalf. The joint provisional liquidators and receiver managers I thank for their diligence in asset maintenance and oversight of the restructuring and sale of Baha Mar. China State Construction Engineering Corporation, represented here by Vice President Mr. Zheng, and China Construction America, an affiliate company, and its president, Mr. Ning Yuan, for their commitment to completion of the project and other investments in our local economy. And I thank you, gentlemen, for your presence and for your contribution to our country. I wish also to thank all the Bahamian subcontractors and suppliers who have played a major part in construction. I acknowledge the efforts of His Excellency Ambassador Qingwu Wang of the People's Republic of China, along with his predecessor and members of his staff, in facilitating communication between these parties and underscoring the importance of this project and to the viability of our economy. Mr. Ambassador, I thank you very much. Very special appreciation goes out to the new owners of the project, CTFE, led by its chairman, Dr. Henry Cheng, who due to illness is unable to join us today. Mr. Dan Heininger, is that the right way of pronouncing your name, Dan? Could you please stand? The president of CTF Development. So Graham, Dan and Graham, Mr. Graham Davis, who is the president of Baha Mar, have really and truly worked assiduously to ensure the successful completion and opening today. I wish you and your team every success in your endeavors and pledge the continuing support of the government of the Bahamas. I would also like to say a heartfelt thanks to members of the negotiating and coordinating team who worked tirelessly along with other officials here gathered. Notwithstanding these wonderful, beautiful physical facilities, notwithstanding the acknowledged expertise of its owners and their outreach worldwide through all of the establishments that they have, they are multifaceted and very deep in industries of many kinds around the world. Notwithstanding all that they bring to this table, and it is a lot, the success of this resort rests in your hands. It is for me, as the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, to acknowledge that you're well trained and to hope that in your training and in your placement, you have come to appreciate the extent to which visitor satisfaction will be defined by how you respond to your guests. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate this enormous achievement and manifestation of confidence in the government and people of the Bahamas, let us give thanks to God for all things and pray His perpetual blessing for a bright and prosperous future for Baha Mar and for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Thank you.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Another round of applause for the Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to make two very special presentations. To Dame Marguerite Pindling and Mrs. Christie. We will now set the stage for the ribbon cutting. I would like to invite Mr. Graham Davis, Her Excellency Dame Marguerite, Prime Minister Christie, and Mr. Jean-Joan Cheng to come forward for the ribbon cutting.